They won't give you a signal. There will be no warning, no shift in their tone to let you know what's coming. They'll meet you with a smile, shake your hand, laugh at your jokes, and wait for the precise moment your defenses lower. When you seem uncertain, hesitant, exposed, that's when they act. They move like shadows, not because they're strong, but because they understand the world better than you. In this world, reality has little value. The way people perceive you, that's what shapes your fate. You don't need to be weak for someone to crush you. You just need to seem like you could be broken. That illusion alone is enough. Power isn't about being invincible. It's about appearing like you can't be touched. Machiavelli didn't survive because he was the most powerful in the room. He survived because he gave the impression that attacking him would be a mistake. That's the first lesson. Control perception and you control outcomes. If you want influence, if you want freedom, if you want to stop being the one always responding to pressure, learn this. Never let your pain be public. Even if you're falling apart, even if the world is closing in around you, your enemies should never see the cracks. Wolves don't target you because you are damaged. They target you because you look like you can be. That's all it takes. Appearance. Suggest vulnerability and someone will test it. Machiavelli never warned you to fear enemies in the traditional sense. He warned you to fear being perceived as soft, open, or emotionally available in the wrong spaces. The moment someone believes they can get to you is the moment they'll start figuring out how. So you build your armor, not by being physically unbreakable, that's not always possible, but by mastering how others see you. You eliminate the illusion that you can be harmed. In this world, your pain is your business. No one's going to protect you because they see you suffer. They'll use that as leverage, as justification, as opportunity. You could be bleeding out on the inside and still, if they can see it, you've already lost ground. That's why strength must be communicated, even when it's only skin deep. People rarely investigate beneath the surface. They react to what you project, so project power, calm, presence, precision, discipline. Make them doubt their read on you. Make them second-guess every step. If they can't figure out where to strike, many of them won't strike at all. And that's what you want: hesitation, doubt, fear of miscalculation. Master the image, master your presence. If you're in pain, don't show it. If you're angry, don't explode. If you're insecure, don't confess it. The world doesn't reward transparency, it exploits it. You're not protecting your soul when you share everything. You're laying out a map of your emotional terrain. And someone out there is waiting to walk it, looking for the quickest way to dismantle you. Silence is not weakness, it's a form of control. Don't speak to prove your thoughts. Don't explain your motives unless absolutely necessary. The more you talk, the more tools you give away. Every word builds a profile. And the moment someone builds a profile, they start predicting your moves. But if you remain unreadable, if no one knows what you're thinking, then they don't know what to prepare for. Uncertainty breeds caution, and that gives you time, space, and power. Learn to restrain yourself. Learn to hold the line even when you want to shout. Emotional discipline is not about suppressing who you are. It's about managing your impact. People who act on emotion are easy to lure into traps. They make decisions for the sake of relief, not results. They beg for mercy, then regret it. They fight impulsively, then surrender too quickly. But not you. Your priority is not to feel better, it's to win. You stop asking, "What do I feel?" and start asking, "What does this action accomplish?" If it doesn't serve a purpose, don't do it. If it doesn't protect or advance your position, it's a liability. You're not here to be popular. You're here to be respected or feared if respect isn't an option. Approval is a chain. People will use it to control you. As long as you need to be liked, you can be manipulated. Machiavelli once said it's better to be feared than loved if you can't be both. And if you must choose, choose to command the room, not charm it. When people are afraid of losing your favor, they fall in line. But when they're overly comfortable, when they think you'll forgive anything, they start testing boundaries. And eventually, they cross lines they never should have approached. Limit access. Understand that access is power. The more people can reach you, the easier it becomes to study you, to learn your tells, to notice your patterns, your energy shifts, your weak points. That's why you can be present but unreachable, cordial but distant, around but never fully visible. Let them see your silhouette. Let them wonder what's behind the door, never open it completely. The more familiar you become, the easier it is to disregard you. The less they know, the more they fear. Legends aren't known, they're imagined. They're sensed, not seen. The more exposure you give, the more leverage you hand away. Keep parts of yourself hidden. Preserve the mystery. Because that mystery is a shield, and when the illusion of invincibility is broken, people stop hesitating. They'll test you. They'll poke holes. They'll try to provoke a reaction just to confirm what they suspect. But if you remain unreadable, if they can't tell what's real and what's not, they hesitate. And that hesitation is all you need to stay ahead. Power isn't about brute force. It's about psychological advantage. Control perception and you control behavior. Machiavelli understood that most people don't question appearances. They don't think critically, they assume. They see strength and they treat you like you're strong. They see calm and they believe you have everything under control. So use that. If you're uncertain, look certain. If you're anxious, act like you've planned every step. If you're preparing for revenge, smile as if you've forgiven everything. The goal is never deception for cruelty's sake. It's defense, protection, strategy. In a world where people weaponize truth, hiding it becomes your armor. Your job is not to give people your truth. Your job is to give yourself the edge. Design your identity like a tool, like a mask made for war. Show only what protects you. If you want respect, project stability. If you want fear, project silence. Every movement, every gesture, every pause, it must carry intent. You don't need to tell them who you are. You need them to feel it, to guess, to doubt. Because once people start guessing, they start hesitating. And in that hesitation, you win. Most people expose themselves. They talk too much. They reveal their dreams, their insecurities, their past mistakes. They explain. They seek sympathy. They try to prove their worth. That's not strength. That's submission. Stop trying to be understood by everyone. You weren't made to be a spectacle. You were made to be a presence, one that disrupts the atmosphere without uttering a word. The more they know about you, the easier it is to break you. So keep your real self behind closed doors. Keep your fears in a vault. Let them assume. Let them speculate. Let them wonder what you'll do next, because that wondering makes them uneasy. Fear lives in silence, in shadows, not in noise. Don't let your emotions write your strategy. Control them like weapons. Use them but never be used by them. Anger, use it to focus. Betrayal, use it to build discipline. Doubt, let it sharpen your caution. Never lash out. Never react on impulse. Every time you respond emotionally, you give your enemy a blueprint. But when you remain silent, calculated, and deliberate, they start to question themselves. And when your enemy starts doubting their own power, you gain the upper hand. They hit you and you don't flinch. That shakes them. They insult you and you respond with calm. That rattles them. They try to draw emotion from you and you remain composed. That undermines their confidence. And once confidence breaks, dominance follows. Become the person who can smile at someone while planning their defeat, not because you're cruel, but because you refuse to give your power away. Mercy is wasted on those who weaponize kindness. When you act, act with finality. Don't play with enemies. Don't give them second chances to recover, regroup, or retaliate. Half measures are invitations for future problems. Eliminate the issue. Move without warning, strike without hesitation, and leave no room for return. This doesn't mean public drama. This doesn't mean revenge driven by bitterness. It means psychological supremacy. Silence their ability to influence. Isolate them from their resources. Dismantle their reputation, their support, their options. And when it's done, walk away. Don't justify. Don't explain. Don't gloat. Let the silence echo louder than any outburst ever could. The untouchable don't beg to be seen. They don't plead for validation. They don't try to fix what others broke. They eliminate obstacles and keep moving. They live in strategy, not sentiment. They are not unfeeling, they are focused. Their purpose is not revenge for the sake of feeling better. It's about clearing the path ahead, no matter who stands in the way. You're not here to feel victorious. You're here to be unchallenged. And you don't get there by revealing everything. You get there by revealing only what serves your vision and burying the rest where no one can touch it. Stop romanticizing loyalty. It sounds noble, poetic even. But in practice, loyalty is rarely selfless. It's built on gain, not virtue. People are loyal to what benefits them, and when the benefits vanish, so does their devotion. Don't confuse emotional closeness with security. The same people who once praised you will turn when it suits them, not out of malice but convenience. Understand this and stop being shocked by betrayal. Machiavelli didn't trust hearts, he trusted leverage. To become untouchable, you must remove the illusion that loyalty protects you. What protects you is power, influence, leverage. Stop building deep emotional ties and start building systems of necessity. If someone respects you because they like you, they're only loyal until that feeling changes. But if they need you, if the cost of losing you is too high, they'll stay loyal even if they can't stand you. That's how real power works. Always hold something others value: information, resources, control. Build networks that are dependent on your presence, not your personality. If you're respected because you're useful or dangerous to cross, people won't move against you carelessly. If they can afford to lose you, they eventually will. But if they can't function without you, their hands are tied no matter how they feel. Stop giving freely. Stop being emotionally indebted. If someone helps you, repay them with strength, not weakness. Show that reciprocity is part of your code, but dependency isn't. Never let yourself owe too much. Never let someone's kindness turn into leverage against you. Be grateful but never subservient. And always keep the ability to walk away. Detachment is dominance. The person who can leave is the one who decides how long the bond lasts. Your emotional attachments can become your greatest vulnerabilities. You can love people, yes, but never so blindly that you miss the warning signs. Never so deeply that you lose clarity. Love is not immunity from betrayal. The most dangerous threats don't come from enemies, they come from those closest to you, the ones you trust, the ones who know your patterns, your soft spots, your dreams, the ones who wait for your guard to drop. You must stop building friendships and start building alliances, strategic connections, mutually beneficial arrangements that can be adjusted, replaced, or dissolved without collapse. Emotional loyalty creates blind spots. Strategic alignment creates options, and options are what keep you undefeated. Don't believe in promises that start with always and never. Believe in consistency, in self-interest, in pressure. Understand that every bond is vulnerable to ambition, to fear, to temptation. So stay prepared. Make no vow you're not ready to break. Believe in timing, not permanence. In leverage, not sentiment. Let others swear eternal loyalty. Let them speak of unbreakable ties. Smile at their words, nod if you must, but always prepare for the moment they turn. Because if that moment ever comes, you won't beg. You won't panic. You'll already have the next move ready. That's not paranoia, that's strategy. You win not by being loved forever, but by being prepared to lose anyone at any time without falling. Emotion is not your ally. It's your enemy when unmanaged. It clouds your judgment, blurs your strategy, slows your reactions. The powerful don't act from rage. They don't attack from heartbreak. They move when it guarantees control, when the risk is minimal and the outcome is absolute. Half measures leave room for retaliation. Anger-driven responses reveal too much. Cold decisions, on the other hand, are irreversible, final, quiet. You must learn to separate action from emotion. Don't suppress your feelings, command them. Anger isn't weakness unless you let it steer the wheel. Betrayal isn't defeat unless you let it dictate your behavior. Use every emotional hit as fuel, not for outbursts but for blueprints. Let the pain guide the architecture of your next empire. Let the insults shape your silence. Let your setbacks harden your patience. And whatever you do, don't let them see what they've done to you. Because if they know they affected you, they've already won. If they hit and you stagger, they grow bolder. But if they hit and you stand tall, their power shatters. You must become the kind of force that absorbs impact and returns precision. No drama, no theatrics, just results. Let your enemy realize too late that they underestimated you, that their strike missed not because you were unaware, but because you let them think it did. You must become the storm behind the silence, the calculation behind the smile. You must learn to speak calmly while you're preparing to dismantle someone's plans entirely. Not because you're cruel, but because mercy is currency and not everyone deserves it. If you must strike, do so with intent so clean and devastating that no recovery is possible. When the moment comes, don't hesitate. Don't ask for understanding. Remove the threat, burn the bridge, cut the line, end it. Let them feel the cost of trying to dismantle you, not through shouting matches or online retaliation, but through outcomes so irreversible that they never consider stepping against you again. This is not about being petty. This is about eliminating the recurring threats that sabotage peace. Emotional people hesitate, wondering if they're going too far. Strategists don't. They understand that if a threat remains alive, it comes back smarter, stronger, more dangerous. Neutralize it completely or prepare for it to return. That's the law of power. Machiavelli once wrote, "A leader must be both beast and man." The beast strikes without hesitation. The man decides when and where. Together, they make a force no one sees coming and no one recovers from. That is your goal: become a mind that plots in silence and a presence that dominates without speaking. Stop acting in moments of heat. Stop trying to win arguments. Win outcomes. Silence, when used properly, is louder than confrontation. The moment you feel the urge to react, to prove your pain, to justify your anger, pause. Plan. Wait until your move will rewrite the balance of power, not just express frustration. Strike not for attention, but for change. And if they try to guilt you, if they cry, beg, explain, remember this: guilt is a tool used to disarm you. Do not let it override your responsibility to your position. You're not here to fix the consequences they created. You're not here to redeem their choices. If they regret it, let that regret become their burden. Yours is control, not caretaking. Let them sit in the ruins of what they tried to destroy. Let them feel your silence more than they ever felt your voice. And once it's over, don't dwell. Don't look back. Move forward like nothing happened. Let the world ask how things fell apart. Let your enemies tell the story while you build the next chapter. The untouchable don't seek vindication. They don't chase closure. They don't campaign for sympathy. They eliminate threats, then continue operating. That's what it means to be surgical, focused, final. You're not seeking revenge to feel better. You're not acting out of hurt. You're executing a strategy that leaves no openings, no guesswork, just decisive, calculated dominance. That's the mindset of a player in control, not of a pawn reacting to every emotional blow. The most dangerous move is the one no one sees coming. So disappear in plain sight. Power is safest when invisible. When they don't see your hand, they can't block it. When they don't know your next move, they can't sabotage it. The loudest person in the room isn't the most powerful. It's the one watching, calculating, placing pieces no one notices until the board belongs to them. Stay in the shadows. Operate through influence, not exposure. The more you're seen, the more you become a target. Envy thrives on visibility. Sabotage thrives on fame. But invisibility, it protects you. Your strength should not be something they study. It should be something they fear without understanding. Let your presence be a rumor. Let your influence be a whisper. Let your enemies fear your name without even knowing your face. Let others chase credit, applause, leadership titles, while you own the system beneath their feet. That's how you remain undefeated. Not by dominating the spotlight, but by shaping what happens in its shadows. Master the art of moving without being noticed. Win without being named. When others feel in control, let them, but shape their choices subtly until they unknowingly serve your design. That's not manipulation. That's mastery. You don't need to prove your value. You don't need to perform your strength. The most powerful blows are the ones they never see. The most dangerous man in the room is the one they've underestimated. Appear passive, appear forgettable. Let them assume they're winning until they're not. Every time someone thinks they figured you out, change. Every time they think you're weak, observe. Every time they think you're retreating, build. Be fluid, be unreadable. Be relentless without ever appearing desperate. Stop trying to be admired. Stop chasing praise. Every ounce of validation you seek makes you predictable. Step back. Detach from the need to be known, recognized, or celebrated. Your identity isn't for public dissection, it's your mask, your shield, your battlefield. Remain a mystery. Force your enemies to fight shadows. Let their obsession with understanding you drive them into chaos. While they analyze, you act. While they guess, you gain ground. You don't just win, you let them destroy themselves trying to figure out how you do. Let others burn for the spotlight. Let them climb too fast and fall hard. You stay low, stay patient, stay deliberate. Build a structure so solid beneath the surface that no wave can shake it. Let them forget your name. Let them underestimate your presence. But make sure that when the dust settles, every major move leads back to your hand. That's how you stay untouchable. Don't play all your cards. Don't show your arsenal. Let them believe you're harmless until it's far too late. Appear disconnected, appear uninterested, until your silence writes their downfall. That's dominance without exposure. That's power without risk. Machiavelli said it's better to be feared than loved, but if you master perception, you can be neither and still command both. That's the final form, where influence is felt, not seen, where your image is a shield, your strategy a sword, and your silence a force of nature. Now you understand. You were never here to survive. You were here to dominate, without emotion, without hesitation, without giving them a single clue as to how close they came to touching your throne. They tried, they failed, you remained, because while they chased feelings, you chased victory. You played for keeps. You became untouchable.